Where did you race as a schoolboy racer and the details back then?
So did all my racing in South Africa until I was 17. Yeah, it's a little bit similar to here in England. There's quite a big scene out there, so maybe there's probably about 25-30 riders per class, and basically it's a 7-round series. And they go like one race in Johannesburg, one race in Durban, one race in Cape Town, one race in Port Elizabeth. So you kind of like move around the country. A lot of the tracks are very hard packed. There's 1 or 2 sand tracks, but not sand like Europe. You know, we thought they were sand, but they weren't proper sand tracks. But yeah, it was competitive. You know, like you look at the riders that came out of South Africa around the time when I was riding, like Grant Langston, Tyler Rattray, Gareth Swanepoel, Shannon Blanche, Jared Diaga, Stephen Dyson, Lee Reserve. There was a lot of good riders in South Africa at that time, and I think where the tracks were so technical, it developed some really good technical riders. It was a great place to live, to grow up and learn to ride. There was no restrictions. From my house, I probably had about 10 tracks within half an hour. We could ride them any day of the week, ride them after school, ride them before school. Like, you could just do whatever you wanted. We used to go on outrides from my house. On a Sunday, you could ride for about 4 or 5 hours in the dunes, and you know, really lucky. You know, like you definitely learn how to ride a bike. You could spend a lot of time riding a bike out there if you wanted to.
Okay. Do you still ride now? Silly question. Where and what bikes do you currently have and ride?
Yeah, I still ride now. I really struggle to not ride, so I kind of try to stop a couple of times, and I just figure it makes me happy, so I do ride. And at the minute I have a CR500, a 1998 CR500. I've got a 2019 Husqvarna 252 stroke, and at the minute I'm just trying to sort of deal out. I will be doing some sort of racing this year. I'm just trying to sort everything out, so I don't know what I'll be riding this year, but I will be riding something.
When did you finish competitive racing and why?
I'd say my last year getting paid to race motorbikes was probably 2016. I kind of had to race in South Africa and I had to race in England to make my wage up, and pretty much the reason that ended was because I think there's probably about 5 or 6 guys in England that can actually make a living out of it, and I wasn't good enough to be one of those 5 or 6 guys anymore, so that was the end of that.
What other sports do you enjoy doing after your motocross days, or during too?
After, drinking, like a good drink sesh. No, I'm kidding. I still do the stuff I did when I was racing. I still do a lot of cycling, a lot of swimming, a lot of running, just stuff to just try do stuff. You know, like I really find you get bored when you finish racing. You know, like even the stuff that you do, if you do triathlons and stuff, it's not the same as racing, but at least you get like a bit of adrenaline rush or competition. That's one thing that I miss. I do like to stay competitive, and to be honest, I thought I was going to get more into the whole triathlon scene and stuff when I finished racing, but I just don't enjoy it as much as I do riding. So even if I don't ride at the top level, I still like to do some sort of racing.